Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a vegan blueberry pie. As you guys know, I team up with my friends Jasmine and Chris from Sweet Simple Vegan every month to bring you guys recipes, and last month you guys voted that this month we veganize one of our own childhood favorites. And when I was younger, I would actually request to have a blueberry pie for my birthday instead of an actual cake. And I know that's not normal, but I was also a vegetarian kid growing up in the 90s, so that's not really normal either. But anyways, I love blueberry pie, and I hope you guys will love this recipe as much as I do. It totally reminds me of the ones that I used to eat as a kid. And after you finish watching this pie recipe, head on over to Jasmine and Chris's channel. I will have their video linked below, and they decided to veganize some Hot Pockets, which is pretty dang epic because I know I definitely ate a lot of Hot Pockets as a child as well. That's all I have to say for now, so let's get into cooking. Actually, before we get into this recipe, I forgot to tell you guys that you need to vote on what you want us to make next month. So there will be a poll in the top corner of your screen right here, and you get to vote if you want us to make a vegan burrito recipe or some vegan taco recipes. So we'll talk about that later. Let's actually get into the cooking. Hashtag bad jokes. Okay, so first things first, we're going to be making a pie crust, and we're going to start out by making a flax egg by mixing 2 tablespoons of ground flax with actually 5 tablespoons of water, so this egg will be a little bit thicker. Then for our actual crust, we're going to be mixing some almond flour with some tapioca flour and just a little bit of salt. You're going to whisk this together until everything is evenly incorporated. And obviously you can use whatever pie crust you want for this recipe, but I just made this one for this blueberry pie. You do you, like I always say. Then once your flax egg has gelled up, you're just going to add it to the bowl, and then you can start by mixing everything with a spatula, but then eventually you will need your hands to form a dough. Then I found that the easiest way to spread this out is by using parchment paper. So you're just going to press the dough ball onto a sheet of parchment paper, flatten it a little bit, cover it with another sheet of parchment paper, and then use a rolling pin to roll it out until it is the size of your pie tin. And keep in mind that it needs to be a little bit bigger just so it has enough length to go up the sides of it. But then you're just going to peel the top layer off, place your pie tin on top of the pie crust, and then flip the whole thing over. And then from there you can remove the other sheet of parchment paper and just use your hands to press the dough into the pie in the shape that you would like. And the dough should be pliable, but it shouldn't stick to your fingers, so this is actually really easy to do. I was just being a perfectionist and evening out the sides so it looked nice and easy. Then from there you're just going to poke a few holes in it with a fork to give it some ventilation, and then pop it in the freezer for 20 minutes to harden before you pre-bake it. And then here I'm just making a second layer of pie dough because I wanted a top and bottom layer to my blueberry pie. But if you want to just do one, you can do that as well. So once our pie is frozen, we're actually going to weigh it by putting some tin foil on top of it, and you can use pie weights, but I don't have pie weights, so I just use dried beans. They work just as well. You're just going to spread them in the bottom of the pie, and then you're going to bake this for a few minutes. And then afterwards, you're going to remove it from the oven, take the weights off of the pie, and then bake it for another few minutes until it is slightly golden. So that is our pie crust. And now we're going to make the blueberry pie filling, which is actually super simple. We're just going to add some lemon juice and lemon zest, a little bit of maple syrup for our sweetness, some vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and some cornstarch into a bowl, and then you're just going to whisk that until it is a thick and even consistency. Then we're just going to add in our blueberries. I would recommend using frozen blueberries for this recipe, but you don't want to thaw them, you want to keep them frozen. And you're just going to mix everything together until the blueberries are coated in the sweet lemony mixture. And then that's it for the pie filling. So you're just going to put that into the pie crust. And also I just wanted to say the reason you pre-bake your bottom layer of pie crust is so it doesn't get soggy when you pour another liquid on top of it, so it'll stay nice and crispy. But we don't need to bake the top layer, and I wanted to get a little fancy and make a lattice for my pie. You can just pop it right on top if you want, but like I said, I like to be fancy, I guess. So to make a lattice, it's pretty easy. You're just going to anchor all of the strips onto one side of the pie, and then as you can see, I'm alternating lifting certain strips up, so it's kind of like a basket weave design. And then afterwards, you're just going to seal all of the edges of the pie crust down, and I actually used the leftover dough of my lattice to cover the edges of the pie crust that I had already baked. Otherwise, you would need to cover those with tin foil so they don't burn in the oven. But now we're just going to pop this baby into the oven for around 35 minutes, and it comes out looking a little something like this. It is fragrant, it is delicious, it tastes like amazing blueberry pie, so you can serve yourself up a slice. I just served mine plain, but it would also be good with vegan whipped cream or vegan ice cream. I think it's great warm. You could even make it even fancier by adding in some cinnamon or cardamom. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did. And there you have it. That is how you make a vegan blueberry pie. I was super excited to make this recipe for you guys, like I already said, but I also just want to say I'm really happy with how that crust recipe came out, and I've actually utilized the crust in a bunch of different ways too. You can just use it for any pie that you want to make. I also use it for a vegan quiche, so you can stay tuned for that recipe coming sometime in the future. My roommate's cat is currently sitting on my lap, so this is his tail. But anyways, if you like this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite pie is. Maybe I'll have to recreate it. And also tell me what one of your favorite childhood foods to eat was. Maybe I can recreate that as well. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that little subscribe button right down there. I post 2 new videos every single week. And like I said, don't forget to check out Jasmine and Chris's video too. Their pies, Hot Pockets, they're like pies, aren't they? Anyways, their Hot Pockets look very delicious, and I want to eat them. So Zorro and I are going to say bye now. Zorro, you want to say bye? Bye. Bye. See you guys later. See you in the next video, hopefully. Okay, bye.